My name is Vikram Patel, and basically, I'm from Jodhpur, Rajasthan. I did my PGDM from ABBS. I'm glad the decision which I made because that had really huge impact on my career. I got placement as an Oracle finance functional consultant. Accounting is a language of business, but Oracle is the translator. No 2 days are the same, which makes quite interesting this job. Like on ABB, it really helped me to step into the world of Oracle ERP. In my family, I was the first one who ever did a postgraduate degree. The way you are trying to say what the next person is understanding has to be the same. Here, the balance between your personal life and professional life is really appreciated.
Welcome to Changemakers by ABBS. Our guest today is Vikram Patel, a PGDM graduate from 2017-19 batch with a specialization in finance and marketing. Now, a system analyst at Oracle Finance. Vikram takes us through his journey from ABBS to the United States, sharing insights on AI in finance, culture and transitions, and valuable advice for aspiring global finance professionals. Hi, Vikram. I welcome you to Changemakers by ABBS podcast. Thank you so much for joining us in today.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me. It's an honor. I'm glad to be here.
Right. So, before we begin, would you mind letting us know a bit about yourself, your journey so far, and also the work that you do?
Sure. Like as we already know, my name is Vikram Patel, and basically I'm from Jodhpur, Rajasthan. I did my PGDM from ABBS, which is Acharya Bangalore Business School, in the session of 2017 to 19. So I did the dual specialization there, which is finance and marketing. So I think earlier, before joining the college, I was quite in dilemma that which way I should be going because that's the stage, where all the students worry about like which college should they opt for. So I'm glad the decision which I made because that had really huge impact on my career. And right after finishing my college, I got placement to this company as an Oracle finance functional consultant. My company name is ACSE Solutions, and it's been 6 years now. I'm still with the same company, growing year by year, and kind of those people, like who help the large businesses to make sense of their numbers using Oracle ERP. So, which is not the flashiest job in the world, but still, like somebody gotta make sure that books are balanced, right? So, actually, I read a quote somewhere which says that accounting is a language of business. But I would like to add on that Oracle is the translator because that's what pretty much I do. Like I'm 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 the bridge who between the gap of the finance team and the complex modules of oracles like payables, receivables, or general ledgers, or as such, you name it. Okay, so what happens is that one of our client in past, like they usually used to take more than 10 days to do their month end closing activities. So when we pitched in, like we kind of reconfigured their journal approvals, we helped them to streamline their intercompany setups and their closing activities. We helped them to get some dashboard using the OTBI tool of Oracle, which made the process come down to 3 days. So these are the activities which has quite good impact on the business. So it depends actually. Like no 2 days are the same, which makes quite interesting this job. Like on one day I'll be talking to a CFO explaining or showing them the tax configuration the way it is done in the system, and the other day I'll be in talk with a user, like figuring out why his invoice which he submitted for payment, which is stuck in an
Yeah.
approval. So yeah, that's what I do for these days.
Right, great. So, how did ABPS actually shape your career, especially leading to a global role in Oracle Finance?
Yeah. So I would be saying that as I mentioned that from ABBS I did my specialization in finance and marketing. which really helped me to step into the world of Oracle ERP with confidence, which really makes a difference here. To be in the confidence, whatever you do. So if I talk about the finance part here, the finance knowledge which I gained there really helped me to know about the way business manage their money, like whether it's about paying to their vendor or invoicing their customer or closing their books every month. And if I talk about the marketing knowledge which I got there, that really helped me to build my soft skills. So which helps you to to interact with the users, that you get to figure out what they are trying to what are their needs, and then you try to explain the things clearly. So if I would be explaining this to somebody new who new to Oracle ERP, then I would be saying that Oracle ERP is like an engine room of the company, which works in the background for things to run smoother. So my role is like a mechanic or translator combined. So what do I do? That I make sure that that engine, which is Oracle, is set up all right for the finance team, and then I help the finance team to understand how that Oracle system should be working without worrying about the technical stuff of that. Like how it is happening behind the picture. They should not be knowing it, but how they should be running it without any issue and with ease. That's how I help them there.
Right. So how did journey actually unfolds from Rajasthan to Bangalore at ABBS? So how did you choose to come to Bangalore and do your PGDM?
Quite, I would say, adventurous call I took, because in my family, I'm being Marwadi. We always believe in the business and stuff. So I would say I was only in my family, like the vertical generation or the horizontal generation. I was the first one who ever did a postgraduate degree. So I wanted to do and try new, which I never got chance to do. And because till undergraduate I never got out of my district, so one thing that I wanted to come out of my state to meet people from different background, different cultures, and to learn about their language, their stories. And so Bangalore being, because we have many relatives there doing some of the other businesses, so it was quite easy for me to convince my parents that okay, let me go to Bangalore, so that people around me would be looking after me, and you would be carefree on that purpose.
Right, absolutely. So, be it in job or be it in like entrepreneurial journey, we always face some kind of challenges, as you have mentioned, like no 2 days are same.
Mhm.
So, in that case, how the learnings that you got from ABPS is actually helping you to tackle these kind of everyday challenges?
So in those 2 years, we had to go through various presentations, building team relations. I would try to part them in some points. Let's say one of the key lesson I would say, which was for critical thinking and problem solving. So which helps you to break down your problem into small pieces, and then you try to analyze in a different perspective. So then after you looking at that, you try to look for a system solution to your business issues. So, okay, and so other one I would be saying is team collaboration and leadership, because when we had to do some presentation, we had to build team. And when you say team, it doesn't mean that you have to go to your group which you feel comfort with, because team, I would say, you never get chance to pick or choose your own team. You might be part of one of the team of the other members which you are not aware of, or not at that acquaintance, or not as familiar. So because in my class, I would say, because we have 28, 29 odd states in our country, so I would say in my class definitely we had at least from 20 states students. So I was so glad to be, knowing about their culture, the language. So that phase there really helped me to, to have a repo or a relation with a team who was made up of different people who belong to different stories and culture. Right. And I would say the effective communication lesson, because the way you need to present what you are trying to say and what the next person is understanding has to be the same, because what I'm saying and you understanding something else, maybe the communication part is done from my end, but it is not done till the time you understand the same way I'm trying to tell you. And then I would say the time management and proficiency on that, because sometimes we used to get overnight project. Okay, so in what happened in that let's say around 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. we used to get an email which says that by the time tomorrow 12 a.m. you need to finish this project. It was overnight because we were getting ready of the corporate culture. Unfortunately the way it happens in our country, right, that overnight you can get any task which has to be completed before certain time period. So that way of the preparation we used to get in some of our project or tasks which were given at that time, we were feeling so terrible, because why it is happening, which is not human, but that really because we didn't know, right, how corporate works, apart from those people who were really experienced in my class, but I was really freshen up. So those things really helped, and I would say a lesson of being to have the adaptability in your nature, that you should be able to adapt everything no matter what situation or what environment you are placed into. You should be able to kind of a water, like what utensil you are putting into, you should be taking that shape. Yeah.
Right, right. Absolutely. So, what were some biggest cultural and professional shifts when you moved from India to abroad?
That's a good question. So I would say culturally, let me start with the professional thing. So the way, like, we would be seeing that everywhere over the social media, that we have long hours culture in India, and sometimes people who work according from time to time, they are looked at the way like they are underworking, and the people who are over doing their time, they are getting appreciated. Okay, you're doing good. So that culture is not there in US, because here the balance between your personal life and professional life is really appreciated. If you're doing overtime, people around you, even from the office, they tell you to not to take this, not to have pressure, not to pressurize yourself on that, because even if your clients or your managers who are here, even they don't like to work off working hours. So here people do give importance to their family, to their personal life, and in that time which they get, they try to build their own passion, or which they always wanted to do, right? Somebody wanna learn a guitar or do a taekwondo classes and stuffs like that. So which really help them to increase their productivity. But India, unfortunately, people, like, they have to be waking up in the morning and keep working till the midnight. So you might be doing again and again the same stuff, but eventually you losing out that freshness which you had, and that excitement, so that kind. The other I would say is that in India, because of the hierarchy, let's say the lower or freshers, in case they get any task or anything to do, they can ask their manager or supervisor, and they help them to do the stuff. Here, you gotta be you know you gotta be figuring out your own. So in that way, maybe it is tedious, but in that way, like it's like throwing somebody in the pool. Okay, learn your own. So it may take time, but in that process, the things which you learn, it really helps you to grow. Because when you try to do something new and somebody tells you that these are the steps you got to go, it is quick and easy. But what all steps or processes took for that particular solution, you would not be aware. But in case you try everything from the scratch without knowing what all stages going to be ahead, then you'll work to figure out all those stages. So these things really help to develop your foundation, and then the intermediary, and then the way you work more and more on that, and you become excel on that. So these are kind of a noted difference for now.
Right. How did you choose to, keep finance as your career or specialization?
Because I had a background of commerce, I opted out. I chose in commerce in my 11th. I did BCom, and then I tried to do chartered accountancy, which during the process of intermediary, which is IPC. I tried multiple times, but it couldn't happen for some reason. Because I had this background, so I thought, okay, let me do my postgraduate in the same field. Yeah, for that reason.
What would be your advice to the students of ABBS who would like to take up global finance as their career option?
I would say mainly that you gotta be having your foundation really strong, because sometimes what happen is that those rules or those lessons which we are taught in our initial days, like in 11th or 12th, the accounting rules or the lessons, they are gonna be staying relevant no matter what stage you go. So your foundation of finance and accounting has to be really, really strong. Okay, and you got to be building your interest and skill in the technology department, because the way the modern finance and jobs are changing, like the introduction of AIs or machine learning, or the various coding languages are coming in the market, or blockchain stuffs. For these are really important for finance field. Okay, and then like you should be having knowledge of global finance, not only what's happening in India, but also what is happening around India and all over the world. The way the news are coming up these days, like the tariffs and all. So how these tariffs are going to affect the country which is putting them, and the country which facing them. Even those countries which are out of this whole circus. Now, let's say if the tariff is being imposed on certain goods over Japan. Now, let's say if Japan is getting imposed with the tariff of around 40%, and India is just 26%. So is India is on the stage of getting benefit out of it? Why not? That India can ask those people who are investing in, who used to invest in Japan, that there you're gonna have a tariff of around 40%. Why don't you come to us? We'll have just 26%. So it will be cheaper. So kind of those strategies or lessons or ideas which you got to be building around what's happening in the global finance market. Also the taxation structure of various countries. Now we have GSTs and other stuff. So how it is happening in other countries, because if in case you would be working in MNCs or the big companies, you got to be dealing with all those terms which belong to a different countries and different regions. So you got to be aware on that. And then I would say international exposure, like whenever you get chance in let's say in case to have internship or to have a student exchange program, because I got chance to have a student exchange program out of ABBS. I got chance to go to France for 4 months. So that really helps you to to have a contact or networking with the other students around the world, and how the studies happening there. So you got to be having that, and a networking, as I said, you should be having networking with people who are in this field, like maybe seniors or alumni or managers who are in those companies or something. And then most importantly is to have effective communication. Very important. Yeah.
Right, it was really an insightful conversation with you, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad it's going to be helpful for our viewers or whoever going to watch this video.
Thank you.